I've got some news for you. Yesterday, out of nowhere, by the way, you're gonna have to talk about this one, Ben. NASA just sent the Artemis 2 mission off to the moon, or a journey around the moon.
Are there people on that thing?
There's supposed to be people on there now, Ben. Okay.
Interesting.
I say supposed to be because the internet is going crazy about this. Um, well, first off, I didn't like the fact that I didn't hear about this until it was happening. Right, I just was at the gym and then it was on the TV. I'm like, oh, well, people are going to the moon again. Like, how is that not something that we've been talking about when everyone's talked about the fact that no one ever went to the moon, and because of that, why haven't we been to the moon 60 years since, and now we're going, and it's just
It's
not,
not that big of a deal.
no one cares.
Apparently, China's been going for a while, and that's why some people think that they've been allowed back up there from the aliens that live on the dark side of the moon.
Gotcha.
That's one theory I've heard floating around Twitter.
And so also it was April 1st yesterday. And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
That's very true too. Yeah, I know that's super, super weird, but I'm super excited for the emergence of all of this UFO speak that will definitely be released. Because I'm ready for those conversations, man. I know who to have on, and I know what they want to talk about.
Right. Yeah. We have seen a huge uptick in that. What if all of this just coincides with some of that, right? Like, I don't know, man. It's a short journey. It's a 10-day journey. One of the things that happened was the toilet on it broke. Within the first few hours, apparently the toilet was messed up.
They have a single toilet?
I think they have a single toilet, but
There's
they
no
got
way.
it fixed. They got it fixed.
Because they're all just cooked?
For a second, but they fix it after a few hours.
Got it.
And I was thinking about that because I'm like, when these people go on these spaceships, you always hear this, like, these are the smartest people ever, right? But it's like, yeah, I guess that person has to be there needs to be a plumber on that thing. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be someone who has that.
Possible issue.
It's like, whoa, you would actually have to be an insane genius to be on that thing.
Or if you want to go to space, you could also be Katy Perry or the wife of Jeff Bezos. Then you can go to.
Yeah, that one is that's an interesting one.
RD says, I watched the NASA channel and they've been talking about it quite a bit. So maybe we're just in a silo where we missed it.
That's fair. We are like these tech finance bros,
totally.
I guess. So
yeah. Also, always continue to bring stuff to us, guys, that may be worth looking into. And as we get more community elements in it, you guys can help us see our blind spots in research, and then we can bring that forward to the news section and the meme section too.
Absolutely. So so people were totally like, I haven't watched any of this stuff, but people were like, oh, they never showed the people after it lifted off. Like, are the people on there? And there's lots of debate happening on Twitter around it all. But just wanted to share that piece as well.
Super cool.
Helped to design the toilet system on the Apollo. Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. And so moving forward, just some small items. We were on yesterday, so nothing too crazy has happened. But U.S. ground beef has now hit an all-time high in the United States. Not necessarily a surprise, I guess, but not the best thing to see at the moment. We're obviously dealing with the fact that there is a conflict breaking out in the Middle East, putting a lot of pressure on supply chains, putting a lot of pressure on everything in that regard.
Totally.
So watching that. Another piece is we talked about a lot of the private credit industry and the issues that they've been having. Blue Owl has been one of the big ones that basically started to halt their redemptions from the fund. You've got a private credit fund. People are giving their money to it. The fund, then takes that money. They lend that money out to these companies. And now the thing is that the people who invested that money with them, right, they don't have the money, right? They've already lent it out to these companies. And that's how they're going to provide the return to the people that have given them the money to invest it. And so, of course, at some point, the majority of that capital needs to be deployed if they're going to be able to present a return to their investors.
Mm-hmm.
And so if all of the investors try to ask for their money back at one time, well, the money's simply not there. And so a lot of these private credit companies have been dealing with almost a bank run in a way, because once one of them started to halt withdrawals, everyone wanted to get their money out. And
Totally.
so Blue Owl is one of the biggest ones. And basically we got the data on exactly what the requests were. And there was about $5.4 billion in an increase in redemption requests throughout Q1. according to the Financial Times.
Wow. Dude, that's AI and tech is also going to make it so hard to predict what is a safe investment
Mm,
too, right?
yeah.
We've been talking about it endlessly, but it's so damn true, man. And I keep having friends that work in big companies, and I always, whenever I get them an opportunity to talk to them about how everything's going in there, I'm like, oh, they're fucked, because there's so many people naturally fighting what the technology can do. And I know I've said this before, but I don't think people like truly grasp it, is that if the incentive structure isn't aligned to maximize the use of this technology, every additional person that is in that ecosystem is incredibly detrimental to its progress.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
so bad. So like literally the higher the headcount for any company that could be using these technologies a lot more is a massive con. Like a massive, massive, massive con. Because the
Because
PR
they'll
from it, right? Because let's say you do the right thing from a business perspective, you're pissing off thousands of people and taking their money away, right? So the PR impact of that is going to be insane. They're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
right.
So there's gonna be a lot of really tough decisions being made from these things. But if you're a builder or you're a young person, look at any business that you thought could have been done better. You now have a serious chance. I don't care how big they are.
Love it, man. And from a practical perspective too, it's like Salesforce, as an example. What does Salesforce do? A million things at once.
Yes,
If you can just do one of those things that they
huge
do better
business.
than them, then you can explode.
We should do like a how to find an idea episode too, because I saw someone saying, I just need an idea. And I've been training my brain to spot them. So I see them all the time everywhere. I piss people off with how many business ideas I'll say out loud. We'll be everywhere. I'm like, that could be a business, that could be an app, da, 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 da. And
And
so
then you'll rattle off the branding and it's just like the perfect
I've just done it so many times, man. And they failed all the time. But now, like, this world was built for me.
Mm.
So I definitely want to try to share that as much as I can. But yeah, man, what other news do we got?
So to finish that one off, the withdrawal requests at Blue Owl were at 40% of the fund's value, right? So 40% of all the money, right? They
40%.
tried to get out. Yeah. So that would obviously collapse the fund if that happened. So, anyways, moving forward, essentially the major things that I've got here. Oh, there was a big DeFi protocol hack that happened. It was like a $200 million hack. And this was Drift Protocol. So earlier today, this was yesterday, they said a malicious actor gained unauthorized access to Drift Protocol through a novel attack involving durable nonces, resulting in a rapid takeover of Drift's Security Council administrative powers. This was a highly sophisticated operation that appears to have involved multi-week preparation and staged execution, including the use of durable nonce accounts to pre-sign transactions that delayed execution. So, don't have the technical details of what has occurred, but there was a $280 million hack that has happened here, and DB Crypto seems to have a thread that outlines this a little bit better, or an article, whichever one it is. And so if you wanted to hear a little bit more about the actual details, there's that. Or if you guys have any information about what exactly happened, definitely feel free to let us know in the chat. And next, I kind of just had some stuff from the war that's going on, or the military operation, if I may.
Dude, have you ever had Dippin' Dots, by the way?
I have. I used to love Dippin' Dots.
Because someone asked, is dehydrated ice cream the same as Dippin' Dots? I think that is, right?
I have no idea.
Dippin' Dots used to slap, man.
It's one of those things too where it's like the venue, right? It's either
Yes.
the movie theater or like the
So,
ballpark.
great association, because then it's like, yeah, that's so good for brand. But so what's going on with the war?
So, a lot of talking, but last night in particular, Donald Trump gave an address to the nation. You had three leaders do that yesterday. You had Keir Starmer, the UK Prime Minister, as well as the Australia Prime Minister, as well as the President of the United States, and they all kind of did very similar things where they didn't really say anything, but took up airways for 20 minutes from all of the large, news channels to basically say nothing that they hadn't already said. But Donald Trump in particular, throughout the speech, he kind of like talked about bombing Iran to the Stone Ages. A lot of people are saying, well, it's kind of posturing this idea of like, he's basically saying, look, we will, do this if we have to, but we would rather not. It's kind of what
Yes.
I took away from the whole conversation. But with that, the markets have been reacting, up and down, back and forth. Today, the S&P 500, I think, has been up to erase any of the losses that happened overnight. And moving forward, you've had a couple of things that have happened where uh, there was an attack on one of the ministers that the United States has been potentially negotiating with, Iran's foreign minister, Kamal Karasi, who I think we've been hearing from quite a bit throughout all of this.
Mhm.
He got seriously wounded following a strike on his home that also apparently has killed his wife. Um, what we're seeing reported here is that Karasi has been overseeing talks with Pakistan to arrange a possible meeting between Iranian officials and JD Vance. So, that's a pretty big development here. Once again, this is one of the people that we've been hearing from throughout this.
Mhm.
And he's now, well, dealing with a critical condition of some sort and trying to get through it. Also, this morning, we had the head of the parliament in Iran actually come out and make a statement about what happened last week. So he said, "We followed the money. Last week, a handful of bankers and hedge funds met, decided to hold Washington's Iran war policy hostage, and then launched a campaign. Should he name names?" Is what he said. 70% of the internet is saying yes.
Yes. Shocker.
And then I realized, oh, he had another one, a little bit of a dig here. He said, Ackman here, invite lost. I didn't even realize he put that. Uh-oh. So he's, I guess, kind of naming some names. But anyways, interesting thing that's going on here. The Iranian government essentially playing the game of using the internet as a way
Yeah.
to row people up against their own government in a lot of ways.
That's part of the equation of war. Professor Jang talked about this as well too, right? Everyone always goes to bullets, missiles, all that stuff as to that's who wins. But when you're dealing with humans that are at the war, like there's so much more at stake and at play. So yeah, that makes complete sense to me. I'm very curious to see how the current administration handles like the political things of all of this moving forward. And like with JD Vance, like would they? I'm so curious to see what they try to do to salvage his opportunity to win and be the next president.
Say that
Very,
again. I'm sorry.
I'm saying I'm so curious to see how they attempt to salvage JD
Oh,
Vance
okay. Yeah,
in
yeah.
this situation to try to
Yeah.
give him a chance to win the next time
Yeah.
because a difficult game to play right now.
I don't think any of the current administration is going to be able to make it. Rubio is the guy that they're starting to say could actually be the one to step in. Um, but I think you're going to have a whole new set of people, like, which is what normally happens, anyways. You know what I mean? It's usually people that had come out of nowhere to some degree, and I think that's probably what it would look like for the Republicans, because you need someone to say, "Oh, I would never do that," and if
Yeah.
anyone was a part of that, then you're compromised.
Yeah, this is all unless they have some sort of bigger plan that we still aren't in on yet.
Well, part of it is, I hate to be this way, but I don't necessarily believe that um, there's just no chance that there's an attempt to change the way that the rules typically work, and you get an extension of the timeline of how long this current administration is in place. Now, that might be
Mhm.
kind of crazy. It would be the first time in American history that has happened, but there's a lot of first
We're
things
seeing a lot of firsts. Yeah.
that happen right now.
Ever since 2020, the word unprecedented is like etched into my brain.
Yeah. A lot of people, in a lot of ways, man, the world really, really changed right there.
Yeah. Oh, completely. And the tools, like obviously we default to whatever we know the best, but the social implications of it from social media and TikTok, like that was so perfectly timed. I've talked about that so many times, sorry, but it can't be talked about enough because you got to like reverse back to how people change. And a lot of times because there's so much going on, people are always here, right? But it's really important to reflect on who people were like a few weeks ago and then be like, hey, what could possibly have given them the stimulus to change this much? You know what I'm saying? And it's the consumption habits too. And if you're a doom scroller and you're someone who listens to a lot of short form content, like pay attention to what the experience feels like when you are not the one watching. Whenever my girlfriend is doom scrolling, my brain wants to explode because I'm not in it. It's not for me, right?
Mm,
And so when you're void of that bias, you're like, oh, this is totally not good for anyone.
100%, man. Um, so those are the major news updates. There was one other thing, actually. So Galibaf, the head of the parliament, also released a full letter. This was this morning. It was this thing saying, "You come for our home, you meet the whole family," is what he said. So continuing along this lines of like the informational kind of warfare that is taking place over the internet right now. This is kind of this letter saying, "Look, uh, Iran is not a country; it's a civilization." This has been here since before America even existed,
Mhm.
right? And when you come here, and we've rallied, I think he said like 7 million people have volunteered to join the military throughout this time. If you come here, you're going to get met with all of them, right? And that's a large number of people. So, anyways, this is what he's saying. You know what I mean? And so, this kind of battle back and forth that's happening here on the internet, and this sort of once again, people are like, "Oh yeah, go around and stick up for yourselves and this and that," and it becomes relevant because of something that I would like for us to react to here. We had so moving into the reactions, Sneeko has been on this kind of crusade where he's going on the internet and essentially talking to people about uh, their efforts and their participation in the war. I don't really need to play this whole thing or anything. I just wanted you guys to kind of see how what the Iranian parliament, excuse me, the Iranian parliament members, speakers, speaker of the house kind of thing is doing in all of them by kind of getting America to kind of separate
Mhm.
internally, right? You got Sneeko, who's a very popular influencer. This guy doesn't necessarily know who Sneeko is, but he's spreading this message of we shouldn't be there and talking to US military service members about it, right? And
Crazy.
here's some of the things that we have going on.
Hey man,
Hey, man.
you ready to go to war with Iran?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to war
I'm
with
ready.
you in the bed.
Nah, fuck that.
Why
Nah,
not?
I'm in the army, bro. You got questions? Go ahead and ask.
You're in the army, so what information are they telling you?
Are you on stream?
Yeah.
Never mind. Nah, I don't care. Go ahead and ask.
Okay, you're in the army. Are you gonna be deployed?
Maybe.
Are you not afraid that you might lose your life for Israel and not to defend our country?
No. I signed up to defend.
But they did not pose an imminent threat. Rubio said himself that Iran posed no imminent threat on American soil.
When Iran starts threatening American people, I'm ready to defend.
They didn't. They didn't pose a threat. And
They have
when?
multiple times. Whether we started out fighting for Israel or not, now they've threatened Americans.
When did they threaten
now,
Americans?
Now if I go,
So, anyways, conversation goes on.
Wild
Guy kind of
concept.
doesn't have the answer. She's like, look, I don't watch the news. I'm in the military. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my job kind of a thing. But you've got these influencers that are going out and like pressing these people about, should you be doing this? Are you willing to go and risk your life for some foreign party? But who is Sneeko being influenced by?
Totally.
So very fascinating concept, as you said. So,
Oh, it's a wild thing to watch how the technology. That's also why there's a potential reality where maybe like they did open Pandora's box with certain technological innovations that they couldn't have extrapolated to what it would become, right? Because like you can think, oh, I can control this, and then it grows beyond your ability to control, and then it kind of can be your own demise. Like that's happened in a lot of different places. So yeah, super interesting to see. But yeah, doom scrolling, definitely not a good thing. We had someone say, this is very timely, Keith, so I figured I'd talk about it. Was it, do you guys have a video that would help someone counteract the addiction to doom scrolling and its effects? So we have better than that coming out very, very soon. So yes, we'll be providing some resources to help you with that in a product that's coming very soon.
fantastic. Yeah, we'll have plenty of videos. Don't you worry.
Yes.
But yeah, so fascinating concept there of that being how the internet's being used for sure.
And how could it not? Because now that the incentives are there where that content will get views, it's inevitable. Right? Especially because Sneeko doesn't have a business off of his content. The content is the business.
There's probably some stuff that he's done in the background, but yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, I'm certain there is. But in terms of like, if I don't know what it is, it can't be his primary thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super interesting to watch, and he's taking a lot of risks seemingly in this content approach too. So it'll be super interesting to see the downstream impact of that. But yeah, who knows? More Monkey Business says Ben for presidency. Well, that's actually impossible because I'm Canadian, but I would never run for office in the existing system. That's for sure. Keith, I would vote for if I ever got a vote.
I would not run, but I will take a cabinet position for anyone who does. So
Cool.
if we got a good cabinet, if we got a good president, I'll assume a cabinet position if I'm offered it.
Cool. What else you got for me?
So some other things that this was actually just something that I thought was kind of interesting. So this guy was talking about Trump's speech. Jack here, he said, look, Trump's number is wrong. The strategy behind it is genius. China doesn't get 90% of its oil from Hormuz. The real number is closer to 50 to 55%. For reference, maybe he was talking about Iran that's selling 90% of its oil to China, but here's where the exaggeration doesn't matter. The point is essentially like he's saying China would need to get involved with the Strait of Hormuz to get their oil out of it, right? Because if it's blocked, then they get a lot of their oil from there and they would send their naval ships to go and get it. And like he was saying, well, if they put their naval ships in the Middle East, then they would miss out on having their naval ships over in Taiwan, right? They wouldn't be able to have as much force over Taiwan, right? Is kind of the point that he's making. And the only reason I'm sharing this actually is because of one of the responses. And I just wanted to point out like how crazy it is on Twitter, man, because this guy was just like, this guy right here was like, smart. Only factor missing is that China is still getting oil from the Strait as they're Iran's biggest ally. Idiot.
Bro, there's so much of that.
And that has 80 likes, right? Of just like, why do you need to respond like that? You know, you've got a lot of people who, you know, this guy seems to take a little bit more of a, you know, a calmer approach. Like, hey, let me correct you. Like, here's some things that I would think about as well, whatever. But this guy's just like, idiot. And then people upvote that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what is going on?
That's the culture. I do think that social media needs a cleanse or like a reset. And that's why I think there will be new platforms that emerge, because I think there'll just be too much at stake. A lot like the older businesses that I was just talking about, where now since so many people, almost all these massive companies, they're publicly traded, right? And so they have to maximize profits.
Yeah.
Which is a huge con. Right?
Yes.
Because if I can spin up a new business that competes with them and I'm super content with making like way less money, where are the moats anymore? Right? So I think that like ideally the platform that I would want to build would have counterbalances for like echo chamber formulation. Ideally, there's a few things you'd have to solve to make the experience better that you and I have talked about a lot, but I think it's very doable.
Because then you're competing on the experience.
Yes.
And not the profit that you get or the addiction level that someone has to the platform.
Yes. And I think Rumble would already be way bigger if their product wasn't just kind of bad. Like, it's just not a good experience. Like, from the creator or the consumer standpoint, there's just so many issues.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably, honestly, one of the big things too is probably their monetization approach. Like, they probably should just charge for it to some degree, because the ads makes it, it makes it unusable.
The ads are crazy. The ads, like, I feel like I'm going to get a virus when I watch the ads.
Like, people hate YouTube because of the ads. You're making your ads even worse than YouTube's.
And also, it does seem like a lot of these platforms are cranking up the ads. Like, we just turned on our ads and we turn it on normal setting for YouTube, and people are complaining about that. It's like, that's set by, like, YouTube does that.
Well, and I remember distinctly when YouTube started to do like the non-skippable ads for
crazy.
One.
Yeah.
And then like the multiple ads, and you might be able to skip the first one, but then you get a second one, or it's just like a 15-second one, and then you get the second one, and then you can skip that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, when that happened, like, guess what was available? Premium. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I use premium.
And now I do.
In the current form, it's you do now. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I finally got on the train.
In the current form of things, it is a good investment, in my opinion, if you're watching the kind of content that I am and doing it for research and all that stuff.
Right.
It also lets me crank up the speed faster too and do a lot of other things. So definitely love that. But I think everything's right for disruption. I think media is not immune to that. And so
yeah,
I'm going to take a swing at it at some point for sure.
Get it together, folks, because Ben's taking the swing.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got premium once I was like, all right, I have to do research and I need to go faster. So both the actual speed, but also like the ads. I can't be
That was my whole mentality. I was like, Keith, you're a professional like information consolidator, basically, or distiller or aggregator. And like, you're having to fight through the ads. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. You're right.
So this is another good point too. Sorry to cut you off. On the same point, you pay for premium, but then still get ads from some of the creators. Yeah, so people put it in their actual content, which is also part of the game. Like, I get why people get frustrated by that, but people are also running a business, and we're giving so much away for free.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can skip it. You know what I mean? And
You
if it's a
tap
bad
the thing.
ad,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Tap
skip
through
it.
Yeah. We'll probably eventually have ads somewhat in here.
Oh yeah.
And
you get ready for some ads. It won't be on this channel, I guess, as much,
Yeah.
but at least not in the same way where you have to like.
And we'll try to be more tasteful and creative with it. I think one of the biggest issues is that people are very lazy with it.
That's my only problem. It's like, well, I'm just gonna skip your ad. Like, if you made a good ad, then I wouldn't skip it.
Yeah.
So you actually just wasted the time. You know what I mean? I'm obviously
Totally.
gonna reach some people, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm watching that ad.
Totally fair.
And now YouTube has a thing where you can skip it. Like, a lot of times they kind of know,
Yeah.
and they'll give you the option to like skip ahead.
Totally. Very true. So Cross Central says, Ben, do you really remember what you listened to at 3x speed? That's cap. Well, I do 2.5, and I remember most of what I listened to. Yeah, within reason, of course. But then
Yeah,
go ahead.
I only listen at like faster than 2x if I'm actively listening and taking notes, because otherwise, I probably wouldn't be able to retain it.
But sometimes what I'll do instead, and this is how I found success with my brain, is that I found that if I listen to something 2 or 3 times at 2.5x, I retain more than doing it once at 1 or 1.5 or 2. So what I'll do is I'll just re-listen to the same thing like 3 times at 2.5x.
Wouldn't you have been better off just listening to it at 1x?
Well, you hear what I said? I retain more doing that.
How would you retain more by listening to it faster?
I'm saying more times faster.
By listening to it more times, you're going to retain more.
Because
you were going to have to go back over it anyways, is what you're saying, basically.
Typically, yes. Like, I can pull out the points that I want to investigate further, whether it's at 1 speed, 3 speed, I can pull that out, right? And then if I'm going to have to go back anyways, that's why I think it makes a lot more sense to do it the way that I'm doing. But yeah, everyone's totally different. I think that you should always see what makes sense for you. That's one of the biggest flaws with education, is that they don't really give you a curriculum and how to learn, and they say like, this is good or this is bad, which is so stupid. Just try everything, right?
Yeah.
And if you like how this works, or if it works for you, a lot of times people are like, oh, you got to highlight or you got to take notes. If that works for you, fantastic. But there's no like rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it, man. Absolutely. I had some, we're kind of moving into the funny stuff here. I don't have a whole bunch today, guys, because we didn't have a lot of time to prepare, which is yesterday, but this one was interesting. So, Trump did a speech last night, and some guy commented and did a super chat for $200 on some stream saying, "Dear Trump, please say Bitcoin." So I'm assuming, right, in my mind, this is like somebody who's got a bet.
Market shit.
Yeah. And he's like, "Please say Bitcoin." But this is ridiculous for quite a few reasons.
Who gets that money?
One, who did you just super chat? 2, Trump is not monitoring the chat.
No, that's crazy.
So I thought that was absolutely hilarious, bro.
That's so good, dude.
That's insane.
That's absolutely awesome. We're dying.
Donated to ABC News, by the way.
That's it. Got it. That's so good, man. So,
all right.
Beating the Gods, the odds says, what football position did you play in high school? I played running back and linebacker. And then the pink thing in my hand is a Tamagotchi. So for one of the apps that I run, it's basically Tamagotchi, but for hitting your daily steps. And so people seeing the concept really helps them grasp it. So I basically show the Tamagotchi in almost every piece of content that I make.
Yeah. Heard. Let me see real quick. Okay, so another thing here. This was from the producer, actually. Asipa found a little bit of a banger here.
What up, Asipa?
So overnight, we had the hack happen on this DeFi protocol. And Circle, I guess to some degree, was involved with like being able to stop them from distributing the money that they were going to distribute. And so this guy said, this is the USDC team in Cannes right now, while the Drift hacker takes 3 hours to bridge and swap the entire 270 million. So
it's a great meme.
Yeah, they're chilling, smoking because apparently like there was a pretty slow response from their team.
I saw the same thing happen when all the Epstein files were getting released, when saying conspiracy theorists right now. And then they were like, vibing. And this was a really funny comment. Did you see Esco said, that was Jeff Booth sending the super chat. And don't don't like listen to it fast unless that helps you. But now at this point, if I watch something at one speed, it feels so slow.
Yeah, I don't listen to much of it. Only time I listen to stuff at one speed is if there's like a visual element to it.
Or
that,
if it's like an artistic thing, like a movie or something, of
Exactly.
course.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
meant,
yes. But for information, you can train your brain to consume it faster. And if that's the purpose of the utility of the consumption, then that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that I'll rewind a lot of stuff, but I don't know that it, like you're saying, I don't know that that's a function of me listening to it faster always. I think sometimes it is.
Totally.
Sometimes literally someone says something and you can't understand it because it was just said in a way that didn't work at 2x.
Is this true? Pam Bondi just got fired?
Yes, Pam Bondi did actually just get fired. I forgot to mention
No
that one.
way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise, right? I think probably 50% of the administration is ever going to make it through a full term. Probably less than that. It's probably, I wonder what the data actually is. Like for Trump, if you work for Trump, what percentage chance do you have to make it the full 4 years? It's probably like 10%.
Dude, what was her big quote again? Was it
the death?
Dow? Yeah.
Is that 50,000?
It's crazy.
Yeah, she should have been fired immediately, but whatever. One other piece that I saw, this was just, I guess, probably an old one, but this guy said, never gets old. Paid leave request. Dear HR, I am suffering from the Rona and request you grant me paid leave for 30 days. Otherwise, I will come back to the office. Best regards, John T. And then the response, I didn't even actually see this part. The response was, after knowing that you're infected, we have immediately asked all other employees to work from home. Therefore, you can just come to the office and start working. I didn't even see that.
That's so good. Did you see what I sent you about the Polymarket post?
I probably did.
About the new COVID strain or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there's the cicada going on. Well, I mean, I'm desensitized to that now because right after we got out of the lockdown, they started saying, oh, there was this strain,
Omicron and all that crap.
Well, now what?
And then people were going back for like their 20th booster. It's like,
oof.
Trying to see
Trump's turnover is super high. Yeah, exactly, bro.
That's really funny. He, how like someone said he likes to fire people. That's a his show, right? The Apprentice. His signature line was "You're fired."
Yeah, and then like the Iranian military general was like making fun of that. Is that what you were talking about?
Someone in the chat was talking about it too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he literally made a reference to it. He was like, "You've heard this before, Trump. You're fired," or whatever, something like that. And I was like, "Oh snap! This guy's coming at him."
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he thought he was dropping some fire. That was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think other than that, it's community time.
Do it up.
We had an amazing guest on with us yesterday, even though it was a Wednesday. We had Dan Whitmer with us, and you guys are slowly getting to it. Yeah, you got that linebacker build for sure, Ben, from what we can see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had that in high school too. I was like 6', 200 ish in high school. So yeah.
A little bit of the mentality too. You seem like from what I've seen, you like to want to hit somebody. I can see that.
Oh, that's the only reason I played sports, man. But yeah, last episode was awesome. It didn't get the views that we normally get because it was on a Wednesday, and we never typically stream on Wednesdays. But it's definitely worth going to listen to. And then I'm sure you got some great comments here.
Oh yeah. Well, just because of that, not too many comments just yet, but just wanted to let you guys know that this was an awesome episode and that you should check it out. And somebody said, NewVids767 came through and said, this video is so underrated.
Appreciate it.
And then Mark O'Connor also, I didn't see your comment because this was not too long ago. He said, I wish this channel was a stock.
Yes. And then Thomas saying, hell yeah, we appreciate you, Thomas.
What up, Tom? But yeah, so it is actually kind of interesting, man, where we're at, because we're still kind of into the void in a way. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys are with us, and it's fantastic to have this community. And no matter what, this community will always know you guys. You know what I mean? We'll never forget the 100 or so people that are kind of just chilling out with us every Tuesday and Thursday. It would be really hard to forget. There's even people that have already not been around that I miss and that I realize that we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Akin.
Totally.
What happened to Akin?
Akin was a mainstay in the first episodes, and then he or she just dropped off.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will be one episode, one thing that changes the dynamic of the situation. But yeah, we want to always express our gratitude to what you guys have made this space and this opportunity for us too, just to chop it up and try to do a lot more of what we feel the internet needs. But that's only really possible because of all you guys. So we appreciate you giving us our time. It's not something that I take lightly whatsoever. Like I really appreciate all of you guys being here. And I love, like, think of the army that we can build essentially in terms of learning, right? Where you all go out on your own time and pull on the threads that we didn't have time to go down and come back with like amazing insights. Like that's super, super cool. And we definitely want to, it's a big priority for us, to give you guys more opportunity to connect with each other. We're just running a mile a minute right now with businesses and stuff like that. But we're hopeful that after this business launch, we can slow things down in a few months and really do things right by you guys.
Most definitely. Yep. It's going to be super exciting. Beating the odds said, all right, Keith, what politician would you be a cabinet member for? To be fair, it would probably have to be someone that I just already knew.
Like personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because anybody else could be pulling some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially as you get bigger and bigger, Keith, like that'll be a very serious thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially because like you are like an amazing person to align with, especially politically, right? Where they would be all over that.
Yeah, man. I didn't think about it until you actually posed the question, but yeah, it would have to be like that because otherwise, I mean, just imagine working for someone like Trump. Like I imagine like the way that you have to become a member of his cabinet is like the same process that you would go through to like be in a gang, where it's like you basically get bled in. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's the whole elite class
to the gang.
Yeah.
Sorry to put it out there like that, but that's kind of how he moves. You know what I mean?
It seems like the whole elite power structure is governed like that too. So it's so fascinating, the whole thing. And it's also weird that we live in this world when I genuinely believe to my core, there's more good people than bad in the world, like way more good people than bad.
For sure, man.
It's just people are super worried about the bad because it seems like they're running a lot of it.
And in a way, it kind of becomes a function of how bad people get power, right? Because they'll take advantage of all the vast amount of good people to get to that position.
Oh, of course. It's the easiest thing to prey upon, right?
Yeah.
Which is just super messed up. But I'm hopeful. I think that the light always wins in a long enough time horizon and good always wins. So I'm hopeful for that. But Jason said, turn the show into an NFT. I'd buy some. So we already have a collection fully generated. We've just been waiting on the time to do that. So if you want to sign up for the waiting list for our digital collectibles, there's no guarantee of any sort of financial implications there. It's strictly just something fun to have. So it'll be minted at a pretty low price point, and you can sign up for that wait list down below. We'll get to that once we are done with this business launch. This has been demanding most of my attention and time. And so once that's dealt with, then I'll shift my focus towards getting this live, hopefully within the next like 3 to 4 months.
So the show itself was not an NFT.
No.
Right? There's an NFT that will be existing on its own.
Totally.
That is not the show, just to be clear.
Yes. It's an NFT collection that is totally separate from the show, but we'll give early access to it for the people who are here. So if you're on that list, I'll just correspond with you if you want that. And we'll probably limit to 3 per person.
Somebody, how are you now, said most who get into politics get in it for all the right reasons. Once they get to a certain level, the men in suits show up and give an ultimatum.
That sounds about right too.
I can see it. Anyways, let me see real quick. What else we got? I was going to share something that I thought was really cool, which was that you guys know about the hacker group called Anonymous? Anybody have heard of these guys before?
I've heard
When I was growing up, like Anonymous was like the sickest thing ever. I don't even remember what it was that happened that made them so mainstream, but it was just like super cool. It was like, oh, these guys, they go out and they like are hacktivists, like hacking activists, and they expose like corporate greed. And I feel like I was in like middle school when we first had them become this big thing that like releases this video on the internet of like, we are anonymous, like don't mess with us, we'll hack you type of thing.
It was serious stuff.
Yeah. And I guess it could have been around like Snowden days.
They might have been involved with that.
Yeah. So when was he arrested? So anyways, so one of the anonymous pages, because apparently there's like it's not really like a centralized thing. It's like a decentralized group of hackers or whatever. So they have multiple different pages, but we made it to one of their pages on Twitter with one of our shorts. So Anonymous was 7.5 million followers. this particular page, they posted this whole video
Bro, they could
that
have
I had
found
made.
us.
Definitely, he even said also this dude. He said, maybe you'll listen to this dude. And so I commented, I was like, hey, it's me, this dude. But and somebody also, I'll give him some props. Scotty Scott said, maybe one day people start giving you credit, LOL. But anyways, I just thought it was cool. Technically, our little watermark thing is in there, so it's something for people if they ever were to see that.
But your page with 7 million followers, like that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they do that all day long too.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
But the only way I can really think about it is like that's another 372,000 impressions, right? So
Yeah, it's all just it'll eventually come back to us, and I believe that in life in general, like you put out more value than you take, and eventually it makes its way back to you. That's kind of been my thesis for life and business for a very long time. But that was super, super cool. And Keith is crushing it on the short form platform. So definitely go show him some love. Those are linked down below in the description. Go over to Instagram, as well as the Memes and Markets Instagram page. We're closing in on 20K.
we hit it. We
hit
hit
it.
it while we've been here. Yep.
Let's go. You've had some absolute heaters. I've been posting some stuff too. And what do you mean by business launch? Well, Cross Central, we're launching a business in 2-3 weeks. So we'll talk about it more when that time comes, but we've been working on it quietly in the background for probably 6 months at this point. And so we will be releasing that to everyone. And that's also a great way for everyone to get involved with each other too, because there is some community elements built into it as well.
Most certainly. It's going to be really cool, a lot of fun, an opportunity, for us to all come together as well and do some cool things together.
Yeah.
But so the short form game has been crazy, man. Like I'm continuously blown away by this idea that, because my whole thing was throughout this journey, I'm like, oh, I'm on YouTube. I'm only on YouTube. Like I'm like stuck on this platform and nobody really knows anything about the stuff that I'm talking about or that I exist in this world. And so having some of these short form videos go off and then people like reposting them. Like we had Joy Ann Reed. Shout out to Joy Ann Reed. She literally took my video and reposted it on her page. First, she just used the repost button on my post, but then she like downloaded the whole video and then uploaded it to her page. I'm just on her page right now.
Wow.
And she's like a massive news analyst back in the day. I think she was on MSNBC or NBC, something like that. So anyways, it's just like pretty fast that happened where these messages are actually also reaching other people outside of this YouTube community that we have here.
So this soccer player just liked your post. Paul Pogba. He's got 64.8 million followers.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know footy at all, so I'm useless there. But why this is also advantageous for us to have this following on Instagram is partially because that's the dude right there. It's partially because of obviously the brand awareness tool, but also, and I saw this because I've been growing theme pages on Instagram for close to a decade at this point, was that all their other algorithms within their app also prioritize larger pages. So like you go to a different place with DMs, right? So you have a way easier chance of getting a hold of the people you want to get a hold of, which is also awesome for our show.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. That was a big part of why I'm like, I'm just this YouTube guy, because it's like on YouTube you can't DM, right? So even if I'm,
they're bringing that back though.
Are they?
Yeah. Apparently.
Well, that would be pretty massive. I mean, it's something that separates YouTube for sure. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. Because so it's like I got 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, but like if no one follows me on YouTube, they don't know. And even if they follow me on YouTube, how do they know that I'm the one reaching out to them?
Totally.
Unless I have a following on some other platform.
It's too logistically difficult for sure.
Yeah. So it's like you got to email somebody, or I can leave a comment, and it does technically in the YouTube studio, like let you know when someone who has more than 1,000 followers, I think, if they comment on you.
Yes.
But like that means they have to go into the studio app on their phone.
Yeah.
Right. Which like how many people are doing that?
No, 100%. There's a lot of love for you in the chat. That's cool. From Drew, well-deserved guys, deliver a lot of insight, not to mention for free. We've kept everything free to this point. We'll definitely start monetizing it better in the future, but we'll always be cautious of how we handle that. And then Carl said, don't forget us small folk when you're rich and famous, Keith. Don't worry, he won't forget us on his yacht. You're legit now. Damn, congrats. Yeah, a lot of love. Keith's crushing it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Keith, don't go there. They only use you like they did with Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. You're golden. Got to strike while see, this is Carl said if you can get one more viral vid, then you're golden. Got to strike while the iron is hot. Yeah, so that's also why we're putting up more and more content, is because it allows us to touch a lot of different things. And so right now it's a very mainstream audience. So we're also going to be very intentional about giving more value-driven content too, because it won't pop as much, obviously, but the people it will attract are probably a lot more likely to come in this chat and be a positive influence in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely not forgetting anybody here. This is the project that has been the most fun, the most meaningful, and most personal.
Totally.
That we've been doing. So
no, it's so much fun. Here. Yeah, and Lucas, we would like for the lowest tier of membership, it wouldn't be more than $5.
Okay, he's throwing out numbers. All right. All right, Lucas.
Say no more. It's set by the
audience. Yep. Yeah, so that's just some community stuff I wanted you guys to know about that's going on in the background.
Yeah. Do y'all have anything else before we wrap up? Yeah. Well, so when we do the memberships, we'll have tiers. Like we'll have the lowest one that allows you to like participate in the chat, and then we'll have different tiers based on different things that we're going to offer. We're going to always try to do our best to give you like incredibly outsized return of value on your investment. And that's really how I view anybody spends their money, because when you start thinking about that every purchase is an investment, it totally changes, because you don't want to buy an investment that might light it on fire, right? It totally changes. Oh, yeah. Sharp. Asipa's right.
What do you say?
Spotify.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt.
We're dang close. Bro, we're about to release that playlist, boys and girls.
Check us out. We're on Spotify. All right. And you better believe that the link to Spotify is in the description of this video. And if you're listening, you probably like it, because this is pretty deep into the episode. So I imagine it wouldn't be crazy for you to give us a nice little review on Spotify. So if you could do that, it means the world to us. It definitely helps change the trajectory of the channel. And we're at 94 out of 100, and we're going to be giving out a playlist with Asipa's music also in the playlist. Our producer in the playlist, he's going to have 2 spots on the playlist as well. So you're going to get a true vibe of what it is that we're grooving to.
Oh, 100%. That'll be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And what was I going to say here? Lorenzo, got to show him some love. He's been supporting us there super hard. He's like, 10 more reviews. Let's go.
Yeah.
So now we're down to 6. So we can totally get there. Who is the next guest? That's a great question. Monkey Business. Let me see. Do we have one set?
I'm pretty sure somebody's coming through. Oh, maybe not for Tuesday.
I think it's just us, but we'll make sure it's great.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we got a fun one. Thursday. And then we also have, to get y'all ready for your calendars, we also have an extra episode next week on Friday.
Oh, we do?
We do. You're on that invite now.
Oh, okay. I'm on it now. I just accepted it.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I swear I put you on there. Just I show up. But I said that'd be so funny if just I show up. You're not even there. But yeah, and so it's also at a different time. So that one will be Friday at 1 p.m. will be our extra bonus episode. It's just because the guest that we're having on is it's hard to come by his time. But I'm willing to bet you've heard of him before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you've watched this, you've watched that.
Yes. So that'll be a super fun one. Honestly, I'm super excited for that.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so give us a review on Spotify. It'll make you listen a little bit, and then you can leave a review. And once you do that,
we're golden.
We're all golden.
Yes. And we appreciate you guys so much for doing all that stuff. I know it's annoying when creators ask you to do this stuff. It's just, we're putting in so much time and effort to make all this possible. And that stuff just goes such a long way, because it's these tools, ways of gauging value. And in a very loud and noisy world, if you advocate for the things we're talking about or our approach to things, the best way to spread that message is through your engagement, like through these different things we discuss.
100%.
The hype button's also something that YouTube's testing out a lot too, which is why I adjusted our pinned comment a little bit to push that. So if you guys ever have your hype points and you're not using them, we would obviously love them on our content. It does a lot. Like if we got, say, like 100 people to hype our stuff, it would be crazy.
without a doubt.
Yes. And yeah, and we'll be giving you guys more updates and details on the startup that we're launching in a few weeks, and I'm super excited for that. We've been grinding on that very heavily, so it'll be good.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
That's it for me.
That's it from me. Well, we appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us, and we will be live again next Tuesday. So definitely set your calendars. If you have yet to do so, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications, because we deliberately separate all short form content away from this space to protect the value of your notifications. So go ahead and do that, and you're just going to be able to come in and chill with us.
Pull up, hit that like button, smash it.
That's it.
Till next time.
Peace.
Make today the best day of your life, folks. Hey, you made it to the end of the clip. That means you're probably enjoying this. And if so, just know that you can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy this next.